Don't go in. Don't go in there. They're having the let's try to figure out what customers want meeting again. It's gotten a little weird.
Signups are strong, but adoption of key features remains stagnant. What do you do?
We gotta merge on PR. Yeah, we have to. That's our only choice. Okay. We cast merge on the PR for the new dashboard. Oh no.
Your actions have caused the company to go viral for the wrong reason.
God.
Oh no, what do we do?
Roll for initiative.
I can't do that.
New features shouldn't be left to a roll of the dice. Use DevCycle to ship with low risk and instant rollbacks. Unrolls, re-rolls. How do we make this into a dice pun?
Hello, everybody. Hey, Kate, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Andrew?
So I was doing absolutely fantastic. And then as we started this stream, all the power went out in our Victoria office. So you'll notice that I'm operating not the way that I want. My green screen is doing nothing. My lights are not on. But these are the joys of live streaming, and we're going to work with it. I don't even know why I have these plugged in anymore. I can actually fix my problem very simply. Whoa, this is going to be a minute. But hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I know we got some viewers on right now. Welcome to Feature Focus, our monthly changelog stream, where me and a member of our amazing product team here at DevCycle come on to walk you through some of the latest and greatest new releases on the DevCycle platform. And I am super excited to be joined again because it's been a few months actually. Kobe stole the spotlight for a couple months, but Kate, I'm psyched that we're back for another Feature Focus together. How's your week going?
It's going well. A bit better today than you with the powers on at our office in Toronto, which is great. So yeah, but the week has been okay so far. I'm excited that Kobe passed the torch for me to take on this month's Feature Focus. And yeah, excited to show you guys what we've been working on.
Awesome. So for those of you who have never watched this stream before, just kind of a rundown on how this is going to work. The nice thing about having a person from product live on the stream is that said person from product knows a lot more about what's happened around these features than I do. And so Kate's actually going to kind of walk us through a few different features that we have released. And it's been a kind of a light month. We've got some exciting things coming up, but that means we can dedicate some more time to some of these features and revisit some of our old favorites. And then we're going to go look at our product roadmap. And then if you stick around to the very end, there may be an opportunity to win something awesome. So stick around. You got to stick around to the end to find out how. I mean, unless you've been here before and you already know how. But with that, Kate, do you wanna kind of take it? Actually, you know, I always walk through what all the features are. So let me do that first. So the things that we're going to be talking about today are we're going to be revisiting our SDK install wizard, which we've kind of talked about in the past a little bit. Like I think the last stream or somebody, anyways, we've talked about it a little bit, but not enough because it's awesome. And then we're going to talk about our Slack app a little bit more because there's some new stuff there. And then I think our two newest things that we're going to talk about are our SDK bootstrapping. And if you don't know what that is, you've come to the right place. And then we're also going to be looking at pass-through rollouts, which literally just got announced on Beamer like yesterday or today. So it's like brand new, fresh, hot off the the presses. Yeah, so Kate, why don't you kind of pull up whatever you'd like to pull up, and as you kind of take that through, I'm gonna like try and manually adjust things in here. I love, as soon as the power went out, every single person that's in here today, because busy today, was like, my internet's gone, and that's why I always am prepared to do a hotspot. Yeah, 100% what we're doing this stream on right now is my personal hotspot. So let's hope.
Okay, we're loving Scrappy. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about the first thing in our changelog, which is, as Andrew mentioned, the updates to our Slack app, which was released last month, which Kobe probably went through. The updates that we have made are adding environment filtering for the Slack app, because once we released it, we got really great feedback from a lot of our clients saying that you want to kind of basically cut through the noise of having notifications for all environment changes for a feature. Someone might be playing around in dev, creating different features, just targeting themselves, things like that. And you don't necessarily want to be clogging up your Slack feed with those types of updates. So we've added the ability to, let's see, I'm going to try and share my screen in an easy way. Okay. I'm going to show you my demo Slack environment. So I've already actually...
Oh, hold on. You can pull it up and then I'll pull it up on the screen because it is not live right now for it.
I'm going to share my screen first. Actually, I'll do my entire screen. Why not? Might be some mirroring right now, but I'll hop over. So basically where you'll find the Slack integration, if you have not yet connected it to your organization, is on the settings page. You go into integrations and then click on the Slack integration. I'll give you a quick rundown of how to add it to your Slack workspace. So you can see it's already installed, as well as some of the commands that we have available. You can see now we've added, basically since you've last probably checked out this integrations page, the environment key addition here that you can add to your Slack commands. So I'll demo that out in my test Slack environment right now, as you can see. So I've already added DevCycle, the app, to this workspace, connected it, so I can just backslash DevCycle command, subscribe, and I want to subscribe to my default project and the environment of production. Oops, I can spell. Cool. And then it'll give you a success message saying that I'm subscribed to feature flag updates in this channel for DevCycle project default. And so I'll show you a quick update to a feature. Why don't I do that right here? I'll do this one. Let me turn on targeting in production. I'll do all users, and we can just see what that message will look like, barring everything works in a live demo. So I'll save that. Cool. And it should there you go, and it updated. So this is what that Slack message would look like. It obviously passed through because I edited something in production for this feature in my project. You can see the targeting roles was enabled, and I'm now serving all users production for this example feature.
I love this.
Yeah, so pretty small kind of update, but useful for a lot of our clients, and made the Slack app a little bit more usable in their workflows. Yeah.
Now, what are we because we're waiting on something to get this into the store yet, right? So you can't actually install our Slack app directly from the store quite yet.
Yes, correct. There is some back and forth in making sure the actual description of the Slack app meets all of Slack's marketplace requirements, including kind of things around our privacy policy. So we've just submitted it, making some of those updates that the reviewers gave back to us. And so hopefully, fingers crossed, in the next week it's up there for everybody. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, basically where we'll find it in your project, and even though the listing isn't there, is if you go to the integrations page, Slack integration, and just by doing this, it'll guide you to basically authorizing Slack and DevCycle to that connection, and it'll allow you to add it without having to use a marketplace listing, which is kind of handy. But
yeah, I love that. This is huge. I mean, I feel like this is such a nice little change. Like, it's a quality of life change that is going to actually make anybody's life easier if they're wanting to use our Slack app and not be just like tons of noise. Because we definitely, I think that's the issue, that, right, everybody's like, if I had an integration, am I going to be seeing everything everywhere? So I kind of love this. That's awesome.
Yeah, and if you guys are using our Slack app today, are using like the environment filters, I know we've got some feedback from our other clients of like filtering for specific tags that you put on features, because you might have that's like a feature that we've heard people would want for the Slack app. So that's in our backlog. But if you have other things you'd like to filter by, or other things you'd like to see in our Slack app, like feel free to like let us know. Send us an email or head on over to our roadmap and submit that feature.
Yeah, and we'll be showing you how to do that later. So if you're watching and you're like, I want to contribute something, don't worry. We'll walk you through the process of doing that in just a little bit. All right, so let's maybe another oldie but a goodie. What about that the SDK installation wizard? Like, what is that for people that have not maybe come across it?
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll share my screen again, and we'll walk through where to find that in DevCycle. So basically, I'm gonna share this tab right now. So I'm back in my DevCycle org, my demo org. Basically what the SDK install wizard is helping you basically like streamline the SDK installation process and pulls some like info from our docs to help you kind of easily install it in your app. So where you can find it is you click on your face in the DevCycle dashboard, and then you can see SDK install wizard. So I'll click on this. You can exit out of this flow at any time, like up here, if like you just wanted to see how it works. But basically you can choose an SDK. I'm just going to click Java for today's example, and then it'll walk you through basically the SDK installation process. You can have a quick link to our docs as well as like obviously code snippets here. And you can just walk through the steps as well. So like how to install, initialize, and then evaluate a variable. So kind of key steps in getting started with DevCycle. And all the code snippets are here as well. And you can head back if you want to take a look at the other steps, or you've skipped through too soon, and you can always exit out of here. But it just gives you kind of an easy way and steps wise to get started and install SDK through this little wizard.
Amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this is pretty much done. I know it's still, as we look at our roadmap, it's still like in progress. I think we're adding some like basically metrics to it, but ultimately it's ready and out in production right now and for all of our SDKs. So check it out if you're looking to install an SDK for the first time or a new one, server-side or front-end.
Nice. Yeah, and welcome Casual Economist, our like super fan Casual Economist. Every single stream, I'm super excited. Yeah, so this is our feature focused stream. So Kate's one of our product managers. Let me pull us down, get us right there. Kate's one of our product managers. She's kind of walking through our sort of like recent releases, and you didn't miss anything because we were kind of just talking about things that we'd already done up to this point. Now is the moment. Now is the moment for some new stuff coming through. And then stick around, Casual Economist, because we do a giveaway at the end of this stream. This is the special stream where we give away awesome stuff for sticking around and hearing about the product. And did you notice any change in my space, Kate? Anything that maybe seems a little bit brighter?
Yeah, we have lights on. Lights are on.
The power definitely came back. I guarantee you in the like 10 minutes that the power was off, half the other companies that are in this co-working space were like, well, I guess we're done for the day.
Yeah,
I think.
we're going home.
Yeah. They're just like, we're going home. We're out of here. It takes 5 minutes without internet. I'm sorry. I can't do work. I actually have no idea if our internet actually went out. Did it? I think it did. I think the internet's still out. Ooh, this could be a tricky day.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got our SDK install wizard, which is awesome. We got our Slack updates. So what are our kind of big new big ticket items for the month of May?
Yeah, so another project that our team has worked on and released is bootstrapping for server-side rendering for our JavaScript SDKs, or like in tandem with our JavaScript SDK. So basically, let me go ahead and share my screen. We can walk through the docs a little bit together of kind of what we've actually done. But yeah, basically, if you're working with a server rendering framework like Remix, Next, or SvelteKit, basically, when you're using those frameworks, you're rendering content to the server and sending it to the client for hydration. So basically, when you're using that, it's making sure that the performance impact of the initial client-side DevCycle configuration fetch would be sorry, I'm like jumping around a bit, but basically it's around basically streamlining and making sure the performance for when you're using these frameworks is A1. So we've created a way to basically bootstrap the SDKs so you can use this rendering in tandem with our JS client SDKs to make sure that your performance is top notch, as well as when used in tandem with our feature obfuscation, it kind of follows the whole theme of consistency and confidentiality when wanting to release features to your application. So this is something that was requested by a lot of our clients who are using more these types of frameworks, and especially we were calling this out when we were going through some of these new updates with the rest of the team earlier today. Is it's kind of consistent with some of the stuff that Versal has announced with React server components, and basically where the industry is heading with interactive kind of web experiences and using more of these server-side rendering frameworks. So yeah, we're really excited to announce this. It's been requested by a lot of our clients, and yeah, I'm super happy to announce it today and walk you guys through it a bit. Oh, you're muted. Oh, I also sent a LinkedIn request. Okay, nice, casual economist. I'm like, so you can put a face to your super fan.
Hey, yes, sorry, okay. So power came back on and I plugged in my monitors, but not all of them. And so like my mouse, things have gone awry today for me. This is like, of the days that I'm streaming all day, this is the worst one. Yeah, this is a huge announcement. This is big. Like, this is, I think, like, as a company who focuses so much on, like, okay, we know feature flagging is ultimately like just a Boolean problem, right? It's like on or off, yes or no. Like, optimizations are like the thing that makes a platform like DevCycle so powerful for somebody to kind of to use it as their feature flag management tool of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So where do we want to go now?
Okay, after this, I think the biggest thing was our pass-through rollouts, which is the next thing.
Ooh, I like it.
About.
All right, let's jump into that.
I can talk to you a bit of that and present it with like basically a use case for it and a little bit of a summary.
Nice.
So I'll share my screen with the, why don't I do it the changelog so you can just get like a verbal or like a word explanation of what it actually is. So basically what we released recently is pass-through rollout. So basically the ability to pass through a targeting rule. So what this functionality is in the previous world, if you had multiple variations and multiple targeting rules set up, and so say you basically qualified for the first one, but the schedule was for it to turn on a certain variation like a week from now. Previously, users would get held or stuck on the first role and be served default until that point in time when that schedule hits. So in the case where you'd want to serve another variation to that user that isn't default in the time from now to the schedule in the future, you can do so with pass-through rollouts, which is super handy. So basically, they won't be stuck in that pass-through rollout and can move and be evaluated against the subsequent rules for that environment. So this will be ultimately changing how some of the rollout targeting will work in our projects. And so the deadline for this altering over for both like server-side SDK, all of our projects basically having this default functionality is July 17th, but you guys can opt in earlier into this functionality. If you're a client-side user, you don't have to do any SDK updates, but if you're using a server-side SDK, you have to upgrade your SDK before turning these on in your project settings. So I'll walk you guys through an example of what this looks like because I know I was talking about with just text, it's a little bit easier to visualize in the actual dashboard. So let me hop over to, actually, I need to stop sharing and swap the tabs. But I'll show you what it actually looks like in the dashboard and where you can opt in to it as well. So where you'd opt in early if you're using a client-side SDK like JavaScript or something, you just basically have to go to the settings page again, go to your projects, view info, and then scroll down to settings. You can see pass-through reloads is here. And so I've enabled it for this project, but you'll probably see it as disabled. And so you just have to click enable to basically use this functionality to turn it on. And again, if you're server side, you need to update your SDK to actually use this.
Sorry, can you go through that again? I hadn't shared your screen when you were going in. So how do people get into here? So they go, no, you're all good. That was on me. So you go into your settings.
Yeah, settings, you're in the projects on the subnav, and then go to the project where you want to turn it on.
Awesome.
View info, settings, and it should be at the bottom here. So again, if you're using a client-side SDK, you don't need to update your SDK. You can just click enabled here. But if you have a server-side SDK, you'll have to update your SDKs to be able to use this functionality, and then you can enable and start using it ahead of that July 17th date. But let's walk through an example of this kind of working, a real life kind of use case that one of our clients was trying to do with this. I know I was saying that the use case is if you want to basically like serve a set of users a different value other than default before you want to turn on or off a certain variation. And that is true. But in this case, I'll use this limited time promotion example as something that to walk you through it. Basically, this is something that our clients asked for. So in this use case, I would like to have a promotion run basically from June 3rd, so next Monday, to the end of the week on like Saturday at 12 a.m. So in order to set that up, I don't want to turn this promotion on or turn it off on like manually because it's all like in the middle of the night. And I want to kind of have a hands-off way to turn them on and off in DevCycle without having to go in there. So how I set that up is basically I'd set my first target role to be, I've named it off limited time promotion, but it's being delivered to all users, serving variation off. And I've scheduled it to turn off or come into action on June 8th. So for all users, they basically would see that they qualify for the first rule, but because the scheduled date is in the future, I'd be passed through and then it'd be evaluated against the second rule, which is promotion on. So I've set this to turn on June 3rd. So next Monday, and this will run basically until June 8th when this targeting rule comes into action and it'll be turned off. So hands-off way of running like features that you want only turned on for a certain limited amount of time, as well as scheduling other variations off for just basically variation changes. It makes it a little bit more flexible to use. So yeah, we're really excited about it. This little warning message is just kind of to alert people of this basically change when you're using schedules, but it will go away on July 17th, just as a warning to users. But yeah, we're super excited about this. And yeah, it just leads to basically easier, more flexibility to execute more complex, like kind of targeting rule setup.
Yeah, it's super powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this is one of the, I was describing to somebody why, like really where the power of a feature flag management platform comes from. And like, why would I use this thing over this? And it ultimately does, right, come down to like how fine-grained you can get with your targeting, right? That's really the major piece that a platform provides you. And so this is like a nice set it and forget it that just didn't exist before. And I don't think it exists anywhere else right now as it stands. So this is very, very cool. Okay, so of these two features that you've been leading the product rollout for, which of these is your favorite? Which of these was your favorite kind of process, pass-through or SDK bootstrapping?
I know SDK bootstrapping was requested a lot, but my team specifically worked on pass-through rollouts. And so my heart is a little bit here. And I think being able to talk to some of the clients, like when we were even designing the feature, like getting their approval on product scope, they were really excited about it. So yeah, I feel like my bias is definitely towards pass-through rollouts, just because, yeah, it's annoying, even on other products I've worked on, to like have to ever go in to turn things on at certain dates and times, because often these things are turned on at like midnight on a Friday for a lot of our like banking customers too, and they're setting things to be turned on or off. It's done in the middle of the night. So having that ability to more flexibility of like timing certain variations to be turned on and off is always like handy, and I think resonates with a lot of our users. So yeah, that's my reasoning.
Totally. Yeah, and if you're a user, if you're watching this stream or catching the VOD later on, let us know if you're using pass-through rollouts. Now, we can tell obviously on the platform who's using what features, but we'd love to hear from you what you actually think of it. We've got the quantitative data. We want to hear the qualitative data for you. And to be honest with you, we actually are always looking for folks that are interested in doing a case study with us and want to tell us how they're using DevCycle and what problem it solved from them. So also, if you're watching and you're using DevCycle and you want to do that, let us know, because we really, really do want to hear from you, the folks that are using DevCycle, about how you're using it and what we can do to make it better.
Yeah, and especially around the rollouts functionality, because we released multi-step rollouts last month. We hope this in combination with the multi-step just gives you guys more flexibility around, setting up these targeting rules, but there's things you're missing, comparators, scheduling, types of serving, different variation distributions, things like that. We want to hear about it. So feel free to let us know.
Amazing. All right. So that is kind of our major, let me put us back here, not that way, this way. So that's kind of our big major features that we have rolled out this month, but fear not, there's many, many more things coming. And to show you, to prove that I'm not all talk, which screen am I going to do it on? Let's see if one of these screens turns on. I've got like 3 monitors, 2 are working. Oh, this one's working now. Do I have the right display port plugged in? I probably have the wrong display port plugged in. I do. I have the wrong display port plugged in. Let's go here. We're going to fix this. This will all make sense. No, nobody will actually care. Okay, you're getting signal. Now you're getting signal. Now you don't think you're getting signal, but you are getting signal. We're going to change you to HDMI. And now you're going to get signal. And then we're going to share our documentation. Boom. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's get docs open over here. Let me share my screen. Present. Share screen. Entire screen. This is, I feel like, why people should really just watch live streams over heavily produced YouTube videos, because you get to see all of the ridiculousness that goes into doing this kind of stuff. All the things that go wrong. All right. So let's go over and look at our... No, wrong thing. I want to go into docs. We're going to head over to docs.devcycle.com, and we're going to head over to our sidebar, and you can see this at any given time. So if you're watching the stream and you're like, where can I find the product roadmap? Where can I find the changelog and all that? Click on the roadmap item or navbar item on the left-hand side here. And here we are, not only our roadmap, but also our changelog. Is this Beamer or is this separate?
No, it's separate. So I think, we just switched over our roadmap and changelog provider to Product Lane recently. And so they have, this cool built-in changelog, but it's not connected to Beamer. I think they're trying to release something similar to Beamer soon. So we don't have to duplicate that work in 2 places. But we've been loving it so far, so it isn't. But it's built on top of Linear, which is pretty cool about Product Lane.
These are the things. We love Linear here at DevCycle, by the way. We're big Linear fans. And now I'm definitely a fan of Product Lane.
Yeah, we need to make that Linear integration. So
yeah. Oh, yeah. So here is our roadmap. But I want to just jump back to something we were talking about earlier, where Kate was like, you can email us or Slack message us or Discord. Not Slack, unless you're on our Slack. But you could Discord message us, or you can come into here and you can submit ideas or feedback. You can also upvote things. And as you can see here, let me zoom in a little bit. Hold on. I think I'm zoomed out right now. A little bit. So as you can see here, I need to zoom in more. Hold on. Hold the phone. There we go. Our most requested, most upvoted item on our roadmap is approval workflows. Kate, what the heck are approval workflows?
Yeah, so this is a highly requested feature that we're currently working on. It's scheduled to we're aiming for the end of June to release it, but approval workflows is basically the ability to, for lower level permissions or permissions member roles within DevCycle, basically they will submit a change request to make changes to a feature that might impact a production level environment. So basically it introduces an extra layer of protection and governance to your use of permissions in DevCycle. And there'll obviously be more iterations of it to come, but that's kind of the first V1 of it is members will request, will submit change requests if they want to edit like protected environments. So yeah, we're really excited about it. A lot of our enterprise customers are eager to get their hands on this. But yeah, that's kind of workflows in a nutshell.
Nice.
Yeah.
By the way, welcome Slurpee. So Slurpee and Casual Economist. Slurpee's coming for your crown, Casual Economist. Casual Economist's been around for a while as one of our kind of regular DevCycle followers of all of our streams all the time. Slurpee's has joined us. We had a stream a couple of weeks ago where I kind of explained the core, like the fundamentals of feature flags. So now we're getting them. They're a convert. Slurpee is a convert to feature flags. We're going to get them into development soon. We're going to get all these things sorted. So Slurpee, if you're just coming in, we are in our feature focus streams. This is a changelog stream where we kind of look at all the recent releases and upcoming releases on the DevCycle platform. So this is Kate, who's new to the stream you haven't seen before. Kate's one of our product managers. So if you have any product management question that you want to drop in chat, Kate is here to answer it. All right, what else is on our roadmap right now, Kate, that we're interested or maybe our upcoming things? Maybe this is...
Yeah, so our Kobe's team is working on the open feature multi-provider support, which is very exciting. So basically it's a project. We're contributing to the library for the open feature project that manages multiple providers at once. So if you're using multiple feature flag providers, it allows you help to transition between those two. So this is really exciting just because we love contributing to like the open feature project. I know you probably mentioned this before, Andrew, but like our co-founder, Jonathan, is on the governance board. So we're super involved with the community and we love open features concept or kind of community. So we're super excited to continue working on this project with them. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so Casual Economist, we're streaming on LinkedIn, we're streaming on YouTube, we're streaming on Twitch, and we're streaming on X. So you can actually watch us and chat. I think the only place you can't chat with us is on LinkedIn, but X you can chat now. Twitch and then YouTube as well. Yeah, and this is really interesting. So in case you're interested, and maybe you're not, but I'm going to share it anyways because you're here watching. So this is actually something that Netlify did when they switched over. So they were with another feature flag provider, and they switched to DevCycle, but they didn't want to commit fully to DevCycle because they were just evaluating whether DevCycle was actually better than the other providers. So what they did is they basically created this wrapper, which is exactly what we're kind of doing here, that allowed for you to kind of gradually switch over or do evaluations against things. And so that's kind of what this is doing. Or if maybe there's specific features that are only available on one of the platforms. So maybe some of your team needs the approval workflow stuff, but other teams just need a basic Boolean flag. So some could use Flagsmith or Growthbook, and then some need the DevCycle features, then you can actually have both. So anybody that has an open feature provider will be able to potentially opt into this. So it's really exciting. Yeah, and very cool and a nice additional thing. And then our other thing, is this one yours, the real-time update stuff, Kate?
No, it isn't. This is on R&D, Kobe's team's roadmap. But yeah, we're looking to bring real-time updates to the local bucketing SDKs to reduce polling frequency. So yeah, this will be for our local bucketing SDKs, so those that are using not our cloud or normal kind of SDK configuration. But yeah, we've been getting some feature requests for this one, so it'll be tackled this month. The SDK install wizard, basically we went through it, but this is Kobe's doing some little tweaking in Linear to break out this project into two pieces. So the work to do the SDK install wizard is done. We just need to add analytics to it. So it's released in production. This is kind of lying to us a little bit, but
little bit.
Yeah.
And then our last thing, is this your team, Kate? I feel like this has got to be your team.
No, it's R&D. It's Adam and Kobe and Emma's thing right now. But I don't know. Did you guys go through it a bit?
No, so we've never. So I've been very hush hush on the web debugger just because it hasn't been released. But if you've noticed on stream, I have a bonus thing here. I think, yeah. So I think.
Oh, yeah. You got it.
So this little guy down here is not a bot. This is actually our web debugger, and I have to be logged in. So I wonder if I can do this live. Oh, there we go. And so this is basically a way to do like self-targeting, but in a much more straightforward way. So Kate, what is self-targeting for those that don't know what it is?
Yeah, so basically self-targeting is the ability to assign yourself or like associate yourself with a certain user ID for your app. So in this case, we use Auth0. So you guys are your Google Auth, blah, blah, blah. But it might be your email or something, but you can basically associate yourself with a certain user ID and basically target yourself or override yourself into certain features without having to create a targeting rule. So when you're in the dashboard, you don't have to create, and you want to target yourself, you don't have to create a separate targeting rule or mess with it at all. And you can just like opt in yourself to a certain feature. But yeah, so it lives kind of outside, of the environment targeting. And this will also be kind of outside of the approval workflow scope as well. So we won't prohibit anyone from targeting themselves and testing in production, things like that. It basically allows a little bit easier, simpler way to set that up. But with the web debugger, what you're walking through is basically you'll install it on kind of your app in like a dev or staging environment. So you can basically kind of preview that change or like overrides yourself to actually experience that when you're testing something out in an environment, which is pretty cool. So yeah, the self-targeting component of the web debugger will be super important, but there's kind of other features as well to see like what events are being evaluated as you go through that app. So you can see that in DevCycle, what variables are being evaluated and whatnot for that particular user ID, or you can update and edit that user ID and mock different metadata and kind of custom like attributes along with that user as well to see what the end experience would be, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
Casual Economist. Yeah, we always stream. Everything I do, I always stream from these channels. Nobody cares about Andrew. They care about DevCycle, and well, they should, because it's a pretty awesome platform. So yeah, we're on all the DevCycle channels. So yeah, you can follow us in all of the places at DevCycle HQ. I think everywhere. I think the only place we're not at DevCycle HQ is on LinkedIn, where we're just DevCycle, but we couldn't. It was unclaimed on LinkedIn, but claimed everywhere else. So that's the stuff that's like really coming up. But what about stuff that you're most excited about that's kind of on our like future roadmap of our planned stuff? What's kind of all of these 6 things that are here, any of these that are exciting, or any of these that are actually on your team's backlog?
Stale flag reminders might be on ours. I'm really Vercel toolbar provider is going to be on Adam's, like Kobe's and R&D's team, but I'm amped about that because it's kind of similar to the web debugger in some ways, but with Vercel, you can basically like override and put yourself into certain feature flags and variations. So right now they have different other feature flag providers within that toolbar. So like I think Launch Darkly and Unleash, I think are some of the ones that are listed in there. So we obviously want to get our name in there and have that available for guys to use and like use like DevCycle features, obviously. So yeah, that work is going to be done in the next month or so, or 2 months. I don't know what the date of that is, but
Q3.
Yeah, I'm amped for it, even though this is not our team's project. But yeah, Launch Darkly optimized stats. Yeah, fair. But yeah,
But this was a really recent announcement. So anybody that does, probably nobody else follows feature flags as much as we do. But why did I go fuzzy? Yeah, but basically, Vercel had like their big conference, like Vercel Next or something like that, and they like a huge focus was on feature flags because they're doing these integrations. So yeah, lots of stuff here. I'll throw this in chat for anybody that's interested. Excuse me, the link to the Vercel stuff. So this is it here. If you just like Google feature flags Vercel or Vercel, you'll find it. It's in there, and then it kind of tells you how to set things up. And so this is basically going to allow for you to add DevCycle onto this list. Because right now, yeah, it's limited to kind of who you can use it with. But yeah, stay tuned. So everybody's in feature flags. Feature flags are having their moment in the sun. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that one too. It's very like on it for us to do that.
And then the next one up there is stale flag reminders. So again, this is like super important feature. I think there's just been some other things that we've been working on in advance of this, but this is still super important to kind of like our whole philosophy around feature flags and being able to clean up flags after they've reached the end of their life cycle. So this work will help basically to inform you if there's stale flags like in your project or organization that haven't been updated over a certain amount of days or have been rolled out to all users in production for like a month. It's kind of those types of notifications pushing you or urging you to clean that up from code and actually remove it in a timely manner versus letting those stale flags basically like linger and live on in your code base forever, creating tech debt and a huge backlog of things that you need to clean out. We're hoping to make that whole lifecycle loop a little bit tighter and make that whole process easier for you guys by creating basically a short list of all the flags that need to be removed from code. And eventually, obviously, how to cleaning those up in an easy fashion as well. So this is the first kind of step in that whole cleanup kind of process of notifying users which features to clean up. So yeah, excited to get that underway as well.
You've done a lot, like your team has done a lot of the flag lifecycle stuff. Yeah, Kate?
Yeah, like we did this, we were finished out the complete statuses stuff and then the variable status indicators to see if things have been evaluated recently. So yeah, Core was working on those two things. And then, yeah, Core usually, like our team in general too, for, I don't know, it's interesting too.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, we just work on more like core net functionality. I feel like sometimes R&D can take on really cool, fun projects, like the Vercel toolbar, all that stuff, open feature things. And they're a little bit smaller teams, so they move a little bit quicker. And our team works on larger projects. So like the approval workflows, like big kind of like feature things to either catch up, kind of just like table stake features as well as we kind of do all this work. So yeah, that's why we're working on approval workflows for like as an enterprise feature too, just larger, big chunky projects. But yeah, we're excited to take this stuff kind of on in the next little bit because the life cycle, yeah, we're hearing from customers and clients who are using feature flags currently. Like this is a big pain point of like knowing which ones to clean up. So yeah.
Do you know what? I feel like this was the conversation that I heard so much at all the KubeCon stuff was also like feature flags have a lot of technical debt. Feature flags have technical debt. I don't like feature flags because they have technical debt. And it's like, great, we're solving for that. Like and I think we're really like the only people that are out there that really care about this right now. Like it seems as though some other folks are moving into the blurry again, have moved into kind of the AI space, not AI to respond to your flags, but like flagging in models and stuff like that. So like some of the larger players are kind of focusing more on that stuff. So I love that we're kind of taking this like life cycle stuff seriously and spending a lot of time getting it right, which is fantastic. Yeah, so and then other stuff, you had Datadog stuff, inbound webhooks. Inbound webhooks is big. If you didn't know this already, we have outbound webhooks, which is where our Slack integration came from. And then we have inbound webhooks are kind of the next stage. So this would be like you have Datadog set up and like you're getting too many, 500 errors, like server errors, and you're like, I need to shut off this feature because it's throwing too many errors, then this will be a way for you to basically trigger DevCycle to be like, turn off this feature if it hits this stage, which is very, very cool. And then what's in our like future, but we got a lot of stuff. Ooh, you guys have been building this out. Hey, Kate?
Yeah, basically we try to put everything that like a lot of our feature requests in there because as you instead of having to scroll through all this too, a cool thing about product line is you start typing, like if you started typing AI based something or something around AI, if you scroll up and try and enter that into like I think because you zoomed in too much, the submission section on the site, yeah, there you go, like will start popping up like things that are similar to that. So yeah, good. So we wanted to put as much in there so you can see if someone also has requested it as well as you. Or yeah, it can be something net new too if you don't see it in there. But
I've never seen that before. Filtering through the backlog based on what a user types in the box. Okay, this is an example of a feature that you didn't know you wanted until you see it, and you're like, why does maybe every one of these systems does this? I don't think so. That's very cool.
Yeah, no, I think this is I think the upvoting and like the ease of submitting ideas or feature requests or feedback in general through Product Lane was like a really big reason why we wanted to make the jump from Product Board over here, just because Product Board it was a little bit more like less integrated to this experience. I feel like upvoting is also even less effort to like show your like indication that you want to do something. So as someone who's wanted to request features from Product Lane too, I just find myself checking their own roadmap that looks similar to this, because it's always built by Product Lane, like and upvoting things that I want to see in them. It just makes the whole process easier.
Yes, I love it. Dog fooding at its best. Nice. And if you're watching this, you have no idea what dog fooding means. This is a cool little learnable, teachable moment. Dog fooding means using your own product while you're building your product. So you're eating your own dog food. So like we actually wrote an article, one of our senior engineers, not Emma, who was it? Laura a while ago wrote an article on how we use DevCycle to build DevCycle. If you look in our old blog, if you Google dog fooding DevCycle, you'll find it. And so, yeah, I think that's such a cool piece about all of these platforms is they use themselves to build themselves, which is very, very cool. All right, so we looked at some future features. We looked at some existing features that just came out this month. We looked at ways for people to submit stuff. Now is the part of the show that if you're new to Feature Focus, this is a very unique stream, because this is one of our only streams that we actually are super focused on ourselves, and we want to reward you for sticking around to learn all about the awesome things that we're releasing. And we've done that's like, we're tooting our own horn, but we want to be able to toot your horn. Nope. We want to be able to reward you for being here. So what you can do is you can actually head over to the DevCycle Discord, which you can get through to by visiting this link here. And if you go over to Discord and you in a general channel, either Kate or myself, you can just go at Andrew or at Kate. You can be you can win a $20 gift card. So we don't have enough for if every single person that's out there came on. So it's like the first like 2 or 3 people that are in there and are like, hey, Andrew, I want to win a gift card. Even if you're already in our Discord, it doesn't matter. You can only win it once. But yeah, we have a $20 gift card. It's like we send it online, so it's not a physical card. So yeah, if you want a chance to win, head over to bit.ly/devcycle-discord, which I think the link is still working. I really hope it's still working. I just changed some things around. Anyways, visit there, and we'd love to give you some free stuff. So yeah, that's a little thank you from us for sticking around on a stream about us. Yeah. So, like I said, you can at Kate, you can at me, and then we'll follow up with you about getting one of those gift cards if you're watching our stream here. And I really hope somebody takes advantage of this. Not everybody does after every Feature Focus, but yeah, I'm serious. So we've only had 2 people that have ever taken advantage of it before. Yeah. So if you want to be number 3 or 4, head on over to Discord and at one of us, and we'd love to send you a gift card as a little bit of a thank you. We'd love to send you swag, but like that gets challenging when you're all around the world, and so we will send you a gift card so you can buy some of your own swag for yourself. All right, so let's take a recap of the features that we looked at this week. So we looked at first thing so we started with our Slack app stuff. So this was kind of where we started. Hey, Kate?
Yeah, sorry, I jumped around a little bit in terms of order, but yes.
No, it's good. No, so did this list actually jumped around too. Yeah, so we started off with our Slack app. So some exciting new things there. So not only are you able to now integrate with Slack and get notifications, but you're also able, obviously, to like have a little bit more control over exactly sort of what you're seeing. So you're not always seeing everything. Then we went over to, I don't think the official announcement is out yet, but on our roadmap, it's the thing that was listed in our Where is it hiding? Planned, in progress. Our SDK install wizards. That's what we looked at next. Very cool. Like helps you get started with DevCycle. Official announcement will be coming out soon, but it is live and in production right now. Then we jumped into our SDK bootstrapping. So this is really, really exciting. Some changes that you'll need to incorporate into your code only in specific situations. So check out the docs. All that stuff can be found over here about how to use this. And then the final thing we looked at was our new pass-through rollouts. So just another sort of level of fine-grained control that you can control who's seeing a feature when and not have to be up at 12 o'clock in the morning to do it manually. I love that we were like, we don't have that much stuff to talk about, and yet we somehow, Kate, filled the whole hour. So I feel as though we might have had something to say.
A little bit, yeah. I feel like talking about stuff that's kept coming is always good too. So to sprinkle it in with like the stuff that we have been working on, but are currently actually in progress. So yeah, stay tuned. Join our next changelog to hear about what we were chatting about today too.
Yeah, come back here again. And today, come back here in like half an hour. I'm going to be live in half an hour with Will from One Signal and Michael from Leaf PHP. We're going to try and get a little bit further through building of our extensions. So if you're not sick of me, at least already, come back in a half an hour when we're going to, what's that?
It's not possible to be sick of you. So
not possible. My wife would very much disagree. But thank you for that, Kate. That's a good. My head will not fit out the door. Thankfully, it's a slidey door, so it gets bigger. Yeah. So we're gonna be back here. We're gonna be doing some coding. I probably won't code because I've got two much more experienced programmers, but I'll be here for the comic relief. That's really what I'm here for. Yeah. But and we got some comments in chat. Yeah, you're welcome, Casual Economist, and thank you for being here. Slurpee, thank you for being here. I super appreciate when people show up and chat. I love that. That's what this is all about. We don't want to just talk out into the void. We want to talk into the void and see chat messages come through. Yeah. So any final parting thoughts for today, Kate, before we let folks go for a quick bathroom break before we come back on for a little bit more streaming today?
I don't think I have anything, but yeah, as always, like make use of that kind of our roadmap feature. Send us some like messages through there, feature requests, but also you can always at me in Discord. Like Andrew said, if you have any feedback, even tips around like how you want this feature focused monthly changelog stream to go, we're really open to feedback and love to hear it. So yeah, thanks for having me on, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, and the other thing that you should know, if you don't like this video format, if you're like, I don't want to watch a video for you, we've got like email formats of this that go out. We've got blog formats of this that go out. So stay tuned. Our blog.devcycle, just everything's .devcycle.com. So you can go to our blog. If you're subscribed, like if you have a DevCycle account, you'll get an email with kind of all the same information in there as well. So yeah, if you're like, I don't want to listen to these guys next time, it'll be coming to you. You won't be able to avoid it. It will be everywhere. Yeah. So with that, Kate, thank you so much for being here. As always, such a pleasure to co-host with you. And for all of you who are watching today, thank you so much for watching, and see you around the DevCycle community. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Don't go in there. They're having the let's try to figure out what customers want meeting again. It's gotten a little weird.
Signups are strong, but adoption of key features remains stagnant. What do you do?
We gotta merge that PR. Yeah, we have to. That's our only choice. Okay. We cast merge on the PR for the new dashboard.
Your actions have caused the company to go viral for the wrong reason.
God.
Oh no, what do we do?
Roll for initiative.
I can't.
New features shouldn't be left to a roll of the dice. Use DevCycle to ship with low risk and instant rollbacks. Unrolls, re-rolls.
How do we make this into a dice pun?